The best thing about Studio One is the options that you get with it. Different plugins doing close to the same thing, but giving different results. And we want to take a look at that today with some EQ. So let's hop into Studio One and let's go over Fat Channel versus Pro EQ. Before we hop into Studio One, I have a very exciting announcement starting next week. So if you'd like to get in on some of the details for everything a little bit early, head to floodwaterstudios.com/news and we'll get you on an email list so you know exactly what's happening the moment it happens. So here in Studio One, I have a session pulled up, just the vocal we're focusing on today, just to see and hear the differences between the regular Pro EQ3 and the Fat Channel that Studio One has to offer. Now, I will say right off the bat, this audio, the vocal, was recorded with this Aston Element microphone. Now, the Aston Element in itself has a ton of low-end response, so there's a lot of bass, and we're going to have to adjust that. And let's just get into it and start EQing some vocals. So let's throw some headphones on so we can hear all of the intricacies of everything. And we're going to start with the standard Pro EQ. So turning this on, we have no adjustments made. We're going to listen to the vocal. You can see where there's going to be a lot of buildup and then the problematic areas that we're going to adjust.
As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be.
So you can hear there's a lot of low mid build up here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick EQ on both types of EQs and just get a well-balanced sound. So let's dial something in here. So we're going to come in with a low cut. I usually go up to a 24 dB cut. And then here we're going to take it up to about 92 hertz. Let's listen to see if we get rid of some of that low end.
As I grow, my heart starts to show.
Okay, so we've gotten rid of any sort of rumble that might affect the subs. So we don't want to do that with the vocal. We don't want sub activity with the vocal. So let's hop in then to our low mid frequencies, and we want to listen just for those here.
As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be.
So even this small cut of right around 3 dB, right under 3 dB, it's starting to clean up this vocal where it's already making the higher, like the highs, and where it's already making the highs and the high mids sound a little brighter and come through a little more naturally from what the voice is producing compared to what this microphone itself is picking up. So we can keep going here a little bit.
As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want.
I actually don't even think this really needs a boost here. We could take a look at some of the high frequencies, maybe do a shelf to give it a little more presence in the vocal.
Want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the.
Now, in here, I am hearing that this was actually picking up a little bit of noise in the recording itself. So as we start to boost those highs, we're going to start to hear more of that noise. Now, honestly, when it comes into the context with the mix with the rest of the tune, you're probably not going to hear that noise. It's all going to kind of be buried in there. But we can hear this. Now, staying in solo isn't always or ever a great idea, so keep that in mind too. We're not listening right now in the context of the whole tune, but I think this sounds pretty good coming from here.
As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be.
So you can hear it's cleaned up a lot. That mud is gone. This microphone, it's a cool mic, sure, and it was very inexpensive when I purchased it, but it has a lot of problematic areas with the lower end, which we've talked about that in another video. I'll link it up here if you want to look at it. But this is the Pro EQ. Let's dial in a fat channel EQ, and I have the VT1 pulled up here. Now, I went with the VT1 because it has a very user-friendly 4-band EQ for what we're looking at. So if we take a look here, we really only affected 4 areas for the Pro EQ. So let's see if this will give us similar results, if they sound different in general, or if they sound better. Let's take a listen.
As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show.
Messing with the high frequencies here in the fat channel, it didn't sound as drastic of a move than with the Pro EQ. So let's take a look here. So we're at about 3K and we've boosted about 4. So let's just mimic this. Let's come in here. Let's go to our high mids. We want to go to 3K. And we want to boost, let's just say 4 dB. Now, I don't know exactly the curvature, the Q that's in here. So I'm going to assume it's going to be a little bit of a wider of a bell. And then for here, we're going to go about 6K. And we're going to call that about 2 dB. So let's come in here, 6K, about 2 dB. Again, we're going to take this to peaking, just a little bit of a curve. We're not going to do a ton. And let's see what the sonic differences are between the Pro EQ and the fat channel, roughly about the same settings. So I'll toggle them on and off here. You'll be able to see as we're going through.
As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow.
So the Pro EQ is still giving us that warmth that we love in vocals, whereas the fat channel is really thinning it out here. Now, we kind of mimicked the highs and the high mids. Let's mimic the lows just to see if we can try to get the same tone out of here. Now, again, this has a low cut in Pro EQ, so let's turn it off and see if we can kind of just mimic what's here. So we're going to go to about 80. And we're going to bring this down about 4 dB. Get that Q a little bit. And here we're about 240, and again, -4. So now let's listen to the comparisons here.
As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be. As I grow, my heart starts to show the places where I want to be.
So what's the big takeaway to this? Because it's really not apples to apples. Comparing the Pro EQ3 to the fat channel, there's stark differences. Number one, Pro EQ3 is a lot more surgical. You can do a lot more with it, hone in specific frequencies, and really start notching things if you need to, if you want to. Fat Channel, it's really emulated off of that older vintage gear where options were a lot more scarce. So you had to be kind of open with what you were doing, but still you could pinpoint some things, as we saw in this Fat Channel EQ that we chose today. Now, which one is the best? Neither. That's the thing. So they can work in tandem with each other. Fat Channel, usually a lot of times it helps with coloration because it's going off of that vintage style equipment, whereas the Pro EQ, like I said, it's very surgical. It's kind of sterile. It literally is just shaping the audio that comes in, and it's not adding any extra characteristics as where the Fat Channel might. So Fat Channel versus Pro EQ, which is better? You have to decide. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope this helps you. And again, if you want to get in the know for the huge announcement next week, head to floodwaterstudios.com/news. Hop on that email list so you can get up-to-date information. I'm so excited. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one. Now, go record something. See ya.